Hi, Leah from my sewing room here. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about one of the things that shows up in lots and lots of people's lives, and it's rather unfortunate. This should be an all white snowflake, and it's not. Partway through stitching, the thread has started to change colors, and it's gone from a nice bright white to a creamy color and almost into a light brown. I'm going to show you how to deal with this at home. It's not a critical issue, but it does require you to take care of your machine at home. This happens pretty much exclusively on the Bernina machines that have what's called the B9 hook system. So the big fat jumbo Bernina bobbins. And I'm going to walk you guys through what you're doing to remedy the situation and make it go away so you can have nice white lace all the time. What's happening when you come across this brown lace is that you're actually not oiling your machine enough, and the oil that is in your machine has started to burn. Freestanding lace runs very hot when it's stitching. It stitches continuously, and depending on the size of the piece of lace, you might stitch continuously for an hour at full speed or a couple bobbin changes. So if you're not getting in there to clean and oil regularly, you're going to end up with not white lace, which is no fun at all. So I'm just going to get into the hook area in this machine that's been turning lace brown this week. So bobbin case out. And we'll take out your B9 hook. So there's the little latch on the left-hand side. And then the hook will come out. And the first thing you're going to notice when you get the hook out in your hand, depending how long you've left it to burn oil, you might actually see that brown residue on the back of the hook. We'll have to get that cleaned off, as well as the brown residue in the hook race. So that's burnt oil. Very doable to manage this at home, but you do need to watch what you're doing. So my favorite cleaning tool for this is some Q-tips. And what you're going to want to do is just get in there. You can use a little bit of force, but you need to clean the entire hook race out. So you're going to be wiping out that nice goldy brown, rusty colored old oil. Take your time doing this. You don't want to go back and have more brown lace when you get going again. And you'll need to go all the way up to the top in here, as well as all the way down both sides. If it's really, really dry, this might not wipe out just the way it is. At this point, you could use a drop of your oil. Your newer oilers from Bernina for the B9 hooks come in a little bottle like this. And personally, I don't like using this dropper in the machine because it's really short. So I'm just going to put some oil on the Q-tip. And continue wiping out our brown residue. Got it a little cleaner in there. There's also a tiny little bit of thread caught on the hook driver in here. There's part of the thread and another little bit of thread. So just watch while you're in there that you're not getting thread buildup on the hook drivers on either side. The machine will be a whole lot happier. Go in with another clean one. Make sure we got all that lovely brown out so it doesn't keep changing the color of our thread. Also want to clean the back of the hook. Using the same. You need a little bit of oil to give it a scrub. Finally, when you think you've got all that cleaned out, you'll want to oil your hook again. And what you're looking at inside for oiling, you've got two little felt pads. They look yellow in here. They're gonna hold the oil for you. Depending how frequently you're oiling and where you live, you might need to be pretty generous. Because this was burning oil, I know that these pads are mighty dry. So I'm gonna put about half a dozen drops in each and let it sit for a second and let it soak in. What these felt pads do is they wick the oil all the way over to the edge of the hook where the hook driver sits. And if you have too much oil and it's not soaking in, just wipe off the excess. That won't get on your thread based on where it is in the machine. And the other place I usually put a drop of oil is the outer rim of the hook. On most of the Bernina machines right now, they show you to put a drop of oil in at the back there, but it's hard to tell where that is when you're aiming a drippy oiler at your machine. So a drop of oil on the top there, and then you can get ready to put this back in the machine. When you're landmarking to figure out where this hook goes back in, the dot in the back of your hook driver will line up with the hole in your hook. They will be a happy pair of friends when it goes back in. So you hold the center post, you can tip the hook back in, and if the dot is lined up over the hole, your hook will pop into place. You can close the door, get your bobbin back in, bobbin case back in, make sure that arm's nice and horizontal. And then we're going to thread it back up and go back to making lace. Make sure that we have white thread again. I would recommend just doing a little bit of sewing with white thread after you've run into this to make sure that you've actually got it cleaned out. Go back to my beautiful lace. Make a new snowflake. Your machine should sound way happier after this as well. Not quite there. I'm going to do a little more cleaning. So, look for white lace. It's getting whiter though. I'm headed the right direction.